We are back, fellas. Holy shit. We're back at our own spot. Wi-Fi is back. We're alive. And today I have NBA picks for you guys. I only have 3 picks as of right now, but I have a few leans that I'm going to go over that obviously will break down still. I haven't placed them myself yet, but look out for Twitter and pick it because I probably will place them later today. I'll probably post them later today. But if the off chance I don't, you don't have to take them. But if you like them, I like them. I just haven't placed them yet. So we'll get to all that. But I do have 3 plays I do want to go over first. And obviously, we'll start with those. We're taking everything on Underdog Fantasy per usual. If you're not on Underdog Fantasy, use code BDGE when you sign up because you'll get up to $1,000 deposit match bonuses. So you always want to take advantage of that. Actually, we'll start with the lean. We'll start with the play that I like. It's not on actual Underdog, but it would be Paul George under 2.5 3-pointers made. I would have to check the odds for this. So that's probably why I'm not taking it. But it's definitely a little bit juiced. -145, -150 is where you're probably getting at. So it's definitely some juice in there. Probably a leg you want to throw into a parlay. And if you were to do that, I'd feel great about it. 1.5 isn't bad for plus money, but it's just a little bit scary there. A little bit scary there for the plus money. But plus 175 is great value. He's just playing the #1 defense, right? The #1 defense in the entire NBA. They allow the fewest 3-pointers made per game. They have the highest defensive rating per game. He's going to be matched up with Franz all game, who's been out of his mind. He's been out of his mind this year. It's just, I don't feel great about the matchup. His volume really hasn't been there outside of a few games this season. He's shot multiple games of only 2 3-point attempts the entire game. He's not had that many, like, his old 6, his 7, his 8, 9 games of 3-point attempts like he used to. They're just not falling in that category anymore. He's seeing more 3, 4 3-point attempts in a game. So him to get under 2.5 feels fantastic. It's definitely a good leg to add into a parlay if you're going to do that as well, which I might do as well. Heading out of the Orlando-Philly game, though, that's all I have for that. I was also leaning Maxey under points. I get he's seeing the volume. Bo Paul George, I think he's going to take more of the mid-range, more of that driving work and ball handle or responsibility. Obviously, with Jared McCain there as well, he's going to take some run. But Tyrese Maxey feels like a solid lower in this matchup. Again, tough defense to play against. He's struggled so far this season. I think the struggles would continue here in this one. So that's another lean I have. But again, no official play there. I do have an official play at Giannis to go over 30.5 points. I got him on Pickett, and not on Pickett, but I got him 29.5 for -110 on DraftKings. So that's what we're going to look at it for. But 30.5 still feels fantastic. Obviously, this is a great matchup for Giannis as he dropped 43 the last time they played earlier this season. So again, when you're looking at 29.5, it looks a little bit better. But again, he's hit this in 12 of 19 games at a 63% hit rate. For where we got him at. For the last 5 games, he's been crushing this line. He's been scoring at a very high volume. Now he goes against a Boston team that's very susceptible to what he wants to do. You go to the props madness here, and this is where we can kind of break down more defensive stuff here. You'll look at Giannis and where he lines up against this defense, right? They allow the 7th most points in the paint allowed this season, right, per game. So obviously Giannis has 73% of his shots come in the paint in the restricted area. So you feel great about that. They're also mid as fuck in transition. 22% of his points come from that. They rank 15th. Obviously, free throws, they don't foul as much. But he didn't need a ton of free throws last game as he attempted 29 field goal attempts in game 1. He's also a high isolation player, pick and roll ball handler. They're both bottom 2 in the entire league at that. Post up, they're bottom 12. Which, again, you make this up, that's 34% of his shots. They are bottom 12 in the league and bottom 2 in 24% of his shots. You feel good about the matchup. Obviously, this is feels like a big game for the Bucks right now. And, again, the matchup is there despite it being Boston, despite it looking like it's not. Giannis matches up well against this team. And, again, 29 shots with a 62 field goal percentage in the first game. I don't think he's going to have that crazy of a volume, but I do think he's going to have a pretty high volume in this one. 39 minutes also seems a little bit high. I think he'll be probably closer to the 37 mark. But again, you lose 2 minutes. You lose a little bit off 43. I would say he finishes probably around the 34 mark in this game, especially because Dame's playing really well too right now. But that also helps him because he now has the complement where they do have to respect Dame a lot since he's been so good. Our next lean is going to be in this same game. It's going to be Jaylen Brown to go over 5.5 rebounds. I feel really good about this one, but I'm just hesitant to make it a full play. And again, I might later. So make sure, again, you're looking out on Twitter and everything. But again, matches up great against this Bucks team that allows the 5th most rebounds. And again, there's going to be a lot of shots going up in this game. And with how the Celtics have been shooting recently, you'd think there's probably going to be a lot of long rebounds. When you look at Brown, he's hit this in 12 of 17 games this season. When you go to the shooting guard position, this Boston team allows the 4th most rebounds to the position. Again, so again, you feel great about this as well. When you go to the last 10 games, and you look at his rebound chances, 10, 6 is low, but 10, 11, and 10 in 3 of the last 5 games for rebound chances. 11 and 10 in his past 2 games. You love to see those numbers. If he sees 10 rebound chances, him getting 6 rebounds feels great. Because again, especially when you're a guard and you have high rebound chances, you're more likely to get those rebounds. Because normally they're long rebounds or they're uncontested rebounds. When you have a center and you see 10 rebound chances, almost every one of those is going to be contested as you're fighting the box out. Jalen, a lot of times, is getting these uncontested rebounds. He's flying in there, throwing it into transition, then they get the ball moving quickly. I think Jaylen Brown has a really good shot of hitting over this line. But again, it's just the lean right now. And we'll come back to that later. Maybe you want to sprinkle it into a parlay. I don't disagree, but I do like that play, and I'll probably make it a play myself. Again, check out on Twitter, whatever the fuck. I keep yapping. The next play we have here, I feel great about. It's the glorious king, LeBron James, to go over 1.5 3-pointers made. This is an official play, and because I like LeBron to bounce back big, I understand what everybody's going to say. God, he hasn't hit this in like 5 games. He's been in a shooting slump. I don't give a fuck that his thing looks like this. I don't give a fuck. Like, I do not care. The matchup is there. The matchup is perfect. Look at that. They give up the most 3-point attempts, per game to opposing teams. And LeBron is like, through this slump, it's not like he's not shooting at all. Obviously, against the Spurs, he had his low of 2 3-pointers. Sure. 9 3-point attempts. You just missed on that. I like the volume. I want the volume. Even despite all this, he's still averaging 5.5 3-point attempts per game. You give me 5.5 3-point attempts, 6 3-point attempts, and he only needs to make 2. He's damn near a 40% 3-point shooter right now. I love this spot. Obviously, he's struggled recently, but I still love this spot. I think he's going to continue to hit at a high clip. He's going to bounce back. He's not a player where we've ever seen him just he's not going to just magically fall the fuck off this hard. I get the age thing. I understand. He's not magically just going to fall off the face of the earth. That's not LeBron James. If you think that's going to happen, you need to seek help. He scored 50% of all of his points on the pick and roll this season. Obviously, this team allows that at a very high percent. They allow the most points to the pick and roll. LeBron also has scored 28% of his shots from beyond the arc this season, which the Hawks allowed the most points beyond the arc. You feel great about this one. It's just a matchup-based thing. It's a believing in LeBron's going to bounce back. Getting his line at -110 for 1.5 3-pointers made feels absolutely fantastic and like the biggest steal in the entire world. I'm going to take that 10 out of 10 times. My next play is going to be Trae Young to go over 11.5 assists. Obviously, it's not here. It was just 2 points and assists right now, even though I wouldn't advise taking that. Maybe I'll just randomly do rebounds and assists, but I'm doing assists, right? I like 11.5 assists. We got it on Pickett. We got it for plus 115. I don't even know if you can see it on the screen. You can't. We got a plus 115, and you look at the value we're securing here. You can see this on the screen, 4.88% plus 115. That's where we want to be, right? That's where we want to be, okay? So I feel great about that, and I think he's going to continue to smash this line. And this is a time where we take a system play. If you're like, Gut, what's a system play? It's what is everyone fucking doing versus this team? Point guards are assisting almost every game, which also takes me to where I'm going to pair this because I'm going to do like both at the same time. Jalen Johnson over 20 points feels great, okay? Both of these feel fantastic, right? But the reason I'm taking this, so last time we did this, it was very similar, but we did this for Chicago because Chicago's and the Lakers, very similar defensive system here at this point, where they both give up a ton of assists to the guards and a ton of points to the forwards. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen here, where it's another system play. Trae Young this season, first off, this Lakers team is allowing the second most assists to opposing point guards. Bang, second most assists to opposing point guards. Trae Young over this line in 4 of the last 7 games, averaging 12.7 assists per game. He's also averaging, let's just look at this. I'll just show you. Look at his fucking potential assists. It might be cut off for you. I'll make it real small for you. Look at that. Looks like points. His potential assists look like fucking points at this point. It's nuts. You see it right here, right above me. That is crazy. It's seeing an average of 22.5 potential assists, and that's including the Charlotte game where he shit the fucking bed and had 8. And that was a horrible game. If you take out that game, right? Take out the potential assists of the game. He's averaging 23.4 potential assists in his past 10 games. If he's seeing 23 potential assists, for him to hit 11.5 is fucking nothing, right? And again, this Lakers team is allowing everybody to score on them, which is why I think assists will be higher at this rate. And also, he had a wash game last game. I think he bounces back big in this one. He had 21 potentials and didn't even hit 8 assists. I think that was an outlier of a game. If he's still seeing over 20 potentials, I think he's going to continue to crush this mark. And again, we're going to pair that with Jalen Johnson to go over 20.5 points. I like it at 19.5 a little bit better. I'd feel way better about it. It's hitting this 64% of games, 7 to 10 games. This Lakers team gives up the second most points to opposing power forwards this season. Jalen Johnson plays a little bit of the small forward as well, but they still also suck against small forwards. So you feel great about both the matchups here. The main key for me is Jalen Johnson is one, his usage is high, but you look at the percentages they allow, and they all allow very, very high percentages, which would mean easy conversion rates. So when he's seeing the volume, 19 shots, 14 shots, 16 shots, 20 shots, it gives him an easy chance to crush this mark. He doesn't have to rely on free throw attempts. He doesn't have to rely on anything else. He certainly could just drive to the fucking paint, score his fucking fadeaway middies to whatever the fuck he's doing, and easily smash over this mark. Again, I like the system play here. I think both these guys can easily cash out and have a big day. Those are my leans. Those are my plays. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are down below. I haven't really looked at the Sacramento game too much. I don't want to get maybe Tyrese Halliburton assists. Double-double feels great for him. But outside of that, not much rocking for me. I will catch you guys next time. Make sure to like, subscribe, also the function down below. Sign up on Pickett using code BDGE. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.